Hello everybody, Jake here, back in the kitchen with Jake Does It. Today I've got a special treat for y'all, something I don't get to cook all the time, only when it's available. And I bet there's a lot of people on here that have never even had this, probably never even thought of trying to eat this, but we're gonna do it today. And let me show you right here, that's a testicle. This is a bull nut, calf fries, Rocky Mountain oysters, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna cook it and I'm gonna eat it. And I wish you all could too, because despite how awful it sounds, it's really good. It's a great treat. It's something different. And one of the things you don't tell somebody what it is, they're gonna eat it, they're gonna like it. You tell them what it is, they're probably gonna try to spit it up. It's just what it is, just because of what it sounds like. But I'm gonna get these ready to start cutting them up and show you how to do it. I'm gonna move the camera around a little bit, but that's what we're doing today in the kitchen. Jake Does It. We're gonna cook up some bull nuts, whatever you want to call it. I didn't even know there's so many different words for it. I think Rocky Mountain oysters is usually specific to sheep, but I've heard of them used as this. But I know down in Texas, where you see them in a lot of restaurants and steakhouses, they're just called calf fries. So that's what I'm going to use for the rest of the day, calf fries. So just give me a little bit. We're going to go over here to the sink, get these things cut up, and we're going to do it. It's going to be good. All right, here we go. I've got two big bowls full of these fries, these testicles here. I really don't know how to tell just the average person, not that I'm above average or anything like that, but if you don't live on a farm or you're not real tight with anybody that has an operation that does large scale cattle operation, or something, to where you could be able to get these. I don't believe you can get them at a locker plant or anything like that. So first thing you want to do, just run it through a rinse of water. You're not going to get all this. There's a lot of stuff on it. There is hair and everything else, as you can see. First thing you want to do though is just get you a pretty sharp knife. Just come in here and start cutting off this membrane. Open it up. You can slide it out just like that. All right, you start to see that first layer of membrane come off, like a silver skin almost. Ooh, I squeezed all the blood out. This can get messy, so. But then you want to cut right here off the end of it. You can kind of feel where the testicle itself ends. Now cut this, it's like a tendon in there. This is trash, you don't want that. Get rid of that when you cut it off. Next thing you want to do, there's another layer of membrane here. So come in here, get the next layer of membrane out. It's a little time consuming. I can't believe I want to do 70 today. So I want to freeze some. I'm definitely not going to cook that many. I'm going to freeze some for a later time. Just keep working your way. And I'm not a professional. I'm sure there's other ways of doing this that I don't know about. But like I said, this is Jake Does It. And this is how Jake does it. I'm open to criticism. I'm open to critique. Tips. So now I'm down here to where there's not quite to the last membrane yet. Let me get in there a little bit. There we go. Now I got it opened up. So when you come to this last membrane, so it ain't the final one, but this membrane here is going to come out really clean. That's when you're going to start to see the veins, or however you want to put it, inside of there. Get that off there. Take off this tendon. All right, so now you get down to here, okay? All that's off. It's kind of one solid thing, but you're not done yet. This is still a membrane, right? But what I'm going to do now is cut this thing into, I like to say, like a pickle slice, right? So I'm going to come off the end here, just cut in. Look at that. It's like a yellow, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of almost like a mush, but it's a meat of some sort. It's not like anything I've ever had. So you just continue to cut slices. It almost looks like a scallop in a way, but it's not. It's not. I don't know. It's weird. It's an oyster. It's a Rocky Mountain oyster. It's a calf fry. So you're going to cut through the whole thing like this. Get rid of this tip here. And then, once you got it there, you'll take and cut off this outer membrane. I think you need to get your fingers under it and just pull it off. You might pull a little meat with it, but you're gonna have enough that it ain't gonna hurt nothing. And that is what you're gonna fry up. It's a little time consuming, but it's not bad and it's worth it in the end. Kind of a novelty item. That's why I'm gonna freeze up a lot of these, and I think we might have us a little get together here at the house in October, and I'm gonna fry these up, surprise some people. See, it just comes off, and it's just pure meat of some sort. All right, so they say you never stop learning, and I actually just learned something in the middle of making this video. So I went through the process of how I used to go through these things and trim off each layer piece by piece by piece of the membrane around it. When I learned really just rinse it off a little bit, start down here at towards the end of the testicle and cut off everything. Your blood supply, your tendons and all that. Then just take it and squeeze it, and everything comes off. Now you're ready to start slicing it up. One more example of what I call the quick way to do it. Rinse. Cut off the end here, about right here. Trash. Squeeze. A little slippery. Right there you go. Now ready to slice it. That's a lot quicker. See, I make Jake does it, learn stuff. So hopefully you can just watch Jake does it and learn stuff. Here's just a quick little example of what we're doing here. You start out like this, at least at the stage I get them in. I don't know if you can buy them somewhere if they come any different. This is after all your membrane's off. This is what it should look like before you slice. And here's what your final product should look like before you batter it and fry it. All right, folks, welcome back here. I got a bowl cut up, ready to go. It's in the refrigerator right now. Just because I think they handle easier when they're cool. They start getting warm and start getting mushy. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make an egg bath and some seasoned flour. I got my oil heating up. So you can use Kentucky Kernel, or you can use really whatever you want for your egg bath, or for your flour. I just like to do just some regular old flour in there, grind in some black pepper. And I don't have any specifications on this because it's all to taste, whatever you like. Got a little sea salt in with it. Ooh, making a mess, but what I say, making a mess is one of the funnest parts of cooking. Then I'm gonna do a few eggs in a bowl. I'm gonna do very much because we're not gonna be doing a whole big batch. This is just something I'm gonna eat for lunch, take a couple to work. I'm gonna freeze the rest and I'll have them at a later time. I'm just gonna go ahead and do 3 eggs. A shot of milk. All right, so that looks like it's gonna be good. Like I said, I got my oil heating up. Take me a little piece here and see if it's getting hot yet. Yep. I already got some cooking eggs, so I'm gonna get this put up and we'll start frying. The grease is hot. We've got our eggs, we've got our flour, and we've got our testicles, our calf fries. So all I'm gonna do is start the little conveyor line, Drop in my egg wash, flop in my flour, drop in my hot grease. And I've looked and I've tried to find if there's any kind of heat suggestions. And the only thing I can find is they recommend you just, if you do them in a deep fryer or deep enough bath that they can float, you're gonna wait till they float. Or just a good rule of thumb, a good golden brown crust on both sides. So obviously I'm using my cast iron skillet here. They're not gonna float in that because it ain't deep enough. But I'm just gonna go to good golden brown on both sides. You don't wanna overdo them or they will get chewy. But you want to keep them good and tender. Right there, good golden brown on both sides. All right, these things have been in here for going on about 2 minutes. Just fine even Wesson oil, nothing fancy, just regular vegetable oil. I'd love to see this be like fried in lard, but I don't have any lard. So you can see like right here, it's getting a good golden brown on both sides. Go ahead and lay it off. Just gonna keep watching him. This guy here, he looks done. And we're just gonna keep watching until they all look done. All right, here we go. Here's our finished product. Like I said, I'm just gonna take a knife. Normally I wouldn't cut these. I'm just gonna try to get you a good side shot of what to look for when they're done. And this is just I don't know how to explain it. It's similar to other organ meats, but it's real mild and it tastes great. I'm gonna eat this right now. That's perfect. Before I end this thing out, I just wanted to show you all how I was going to try to go about freezing these things. I've never saved them before. Usually I've had smaller portions and I cook them all at once, but this is what I have left today of what I've processed up and what I'm going to save. And I was told to try it like this, put it on butcher paper on a cookie sheet, put it in the freezer, freeze them till they get frozen, put them in a bag and freeze them that way, because these things are so, as you can see on some of them, like right here, the warmer they get, they want to get mushier. And so that one turned into almost mush. Where these here, we're gonna cut when they were colder, they keep their shape a little better. But so you put these things all in one big bag and freeze them, it's gonna be a mess. You ain't gonna get them apart, they're gonna tear up, they're gonna lose all their shape. So what I was told to do, and I'm gonna give a shot, is put them on this cookie sheet on some butcher paper and freeze them, then put them in a bag and put them in the freezer for another time. All right, everybody, that does it again for another edition of Jake Does It. I hope you learned some stuff today. I know I did. Even just going through this video, I picked up some things that I didn't know before. They really sped the process up. So once again, if you know somebody that farms and works a lot of cattle, maybe ask them if they ever do any cutting of their bulls, that you could get a hold of some of these. Obviously, like a lot of stuff, you don't want one from a full-grown bull. You want them when they're young, when they're calves, when they're getting made into steers. I don't know of anywhere you can go pick these up as far as a store goes or a butcher. I don't think you're going to find anything there. It's probably going to have to be a friend or a friend of a friend, something along those lines. Temperature wise, again, I don't know a certain temp. I've looked, I can't find nothing. Everything just says cooked or well brown on both sides. So golden brown both sides and give it a shot. Like I said, you will know when you go over, and I'm sure you'll be able to know when you go under. I don't think I've ever undercooked them because they've always tasted fine. Just experiment with it though, but it really is good. It sounds awful. I mean, it really does. And nobody's going to want to come over to your house if you say, hey, I got some testicles to fry up. Or they might. I mean, I would, because I'm all into eating all kinds of different things. So once again, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll try to get back with you again. These videos kind of slowed down. I got 2 right off the bat, and then I slowed down, but I'm going to try to keep going sooner in between. It's just a lot of stuff going on, and it does take a little bit of time. But I really thank you all for coming back and watching. Any questions, comments, critiques, leave them in the comments. If there's something I need to know or I'm doing wrong, you tell me about it. And if there's anything you think I might be able to help you with, I'll tell you about it. So like I said, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.